आपके कौन आ रहे थे और कौन सी फ्लाइट में आ रहे थे और अभी क्या सिचुएशन लग रही है आपको?
हमारी बहन जा रही थी
1 बजे जा रही थी।
1:10 की फ्लाइट थी और जा रही थी तो लंदन। लंदन जाने से पहले ही क्रैश हो गया प्लेन।
मेरी साड़ी था वो अमृतसर थी और लंदन जा रही थी।
हाँ फिर?
बस वो 1 घंटे में समाचार आ गया तो प्लेन क्रैश हो गया है, इसलिए मैं वापस अहमदाबाद से बाहर निकल गया था तो वापस आए सिविल में आ गया।
क्या अभी लग रहा है, क्या प्रशासन की तरफ से क्या हेल्प?
अभी देखने भी नहीं मिला, वो अंदर एंट्री नहीं मिली सिविल में, अभी कुछ भी समाचार नहीं मिला।
All right, so this is that terrible video, that 17-second long video where this plane that was airborne just for a few seconds before it came crashing down. Remember, it actually reached an altitude of just about 825 feet. And the plane in question is a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Now, a lot of investigation, of course, will need to be done before we can establish what actually went wrong. But remember, Boeing is a company which is one of the biggest manufacturers of airlines, and 787 Dreamliner aircraft is a plane that Boeing has been using for the last 14 years. It's been manufacturing for the last 14 years. It has delivered more than 1,000 such planes, and Boeing claims that this Dreamliner aircraft has an immaculate record, with more than 1 billion passengers having been transported in this plane. Now, this 787 Dreamliner is said to be faster than any other wide-body aviation plane in aviation's history, and it has a certain design that reduces fuel consumption by nearly 25%. And apart from this, Boeing also claims that the 787 Dreamliner has a range of 13,530 kilometers, and it is used by airlines for intercontinental flights. And an average plane has a capacity of 248 passengers who can, of course, be seated at any given point of time. So this is, of course, the profile of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, which Boeing claims has an immaculate flight record. But for the people who were flying this particular flight today, this flight has ended in a tragedy. Remember, flying is considered the safest mode of transportation, but it is difficult. It's going to be difficult to convince the people who have to board their flights now and tell them as to what in fact has happened, because we do not know as to what in fact has happened. 169 Indian nationals were on board this flight, 53 British nationals, 7 Portuguese nationals, and 1 Canadian national was also on board this flight. Now, Boeing 787 first entered service back in 2009. It was the world's first airliner that was made mostly from lightweight composite materials. It was also the first to make extensive use of lithium-ion batteries, which are said to be lighter, recharge faster, and can hold more energy than any other type of batteries. In 2013, there were issues with this plane where the 787 fleet was grounded. About 50 jets were present at that time because of the overheating of the lithium-ion batteries, which in some cases had resulted in fires. Now, the Indian Prime Minister has said that this crash is heartbreaking beyond words. In a social media post, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that he's stunned and saddened beyond words. This is the statement that he has put out in the sad hour. My thoughts are with everyone who is affected by this tragedy. Now, the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said that the crash is devastating, and he is, of course, getting reports minute by minute, because there were 53 British nationals who were on board this particular flight at the time that it came crashing down. And also there are reports that are coming in that the shares of Boeing have tumbled in pre-market trading, where Boeing in a very brief statement has said, we are aware of the initial reports and we are working to gather more information. Now, the crash, of course, comes just days before the opening of the Paris Air Show, which is a major aviation expo, where Boeing and European rival Airbus will showcase their aircraft and will battle it out for jet orders from airline consumers. Now, remember, Boeing has been in a lot of trouble for the safety record, especially it's in a bit of a recovery mode for more than 6 years after the Lion Air Flight 610, which was a 737 MAX, had plunged into the Java Sea off the coast of Indonesia just minutes after taking off from Jakarta, resulting in the deaths of all 189 people on board. This was a tragedy that had happened about 6 years ago, where a Boeing 737 MAX plane had come crashing down.
Please, after I don't watch them, comment, like, and make na share them.